Yo, what's going on guys? Today I have a video that only the nerdiest helldivers will care about. 5 advanced movement tips and tricks to take your helldiving to the next level. Now this will actually help you in higher difficulties since so many enemies are constantly coming at you. And some of them come at you in different ways that if they get close to you, you will die. So before we get into it, be sure to like and subscribe for more Helldivers 2 nerdy guides, and let's get straight into it. Now the first tip I'm going to be putting on this list is going to help you tremendously against automatons, and that is diving before you pop a stimmy. On the surface, this may not sound like anything special, but I know that if you were like me, my first time fighting against the robot menace, I could not for the life of me pop a stim pack because they kept shooting at me and staggering me. Automatons are very accurate when it comes to a lot of their shots, but if you can break that elevation even a little bit, in this case by diving, you will be able to pop a stim pack. Now of course you'll have those times when a rocket barrage still hits you for no reason at all, but this quick tip helped me out like 95% of the time to get in some heals. And moving on to number 2 is going to be jumping backwards while shooting. Now this is going to be very helpful versus a lot of melee enemies, but it's going to be most helpful against this guy right here. The robot with the jump pack will kill you the first time you fight one face to face. They run up to you and try to knife you, but the worst part is when they explode after you kill them, it one-shots you. Now this tip will also help against hunters, stalkers. It's really good while you're slowed. Instead of just trying to dive away from a slow, you can get in some shots while you're diving away. But the most important aspect to this is it will help you when you're trying to use bad support weapons like the laser cannon or the flamethrower. I love a good meme weapon, especially the flamethrower, but while you're shooting it, your movement speed is slowed tremendously, but you can get some fancy backwards dive trigger action, allowing you to use these bad weapons just a little bit better. Another quick side note to add on to this tip is, did you know if you dive while aiming down your sights, it seems like it's pretty accurate. You know, take a look at the crosshair while I'm diving and shooting and notice that they are very close together as if I'm prone, but I'm actually moving really fast through the air. Meaning, once again, bots might have more trouble landing hits on you because if you're diving through the air, you know, you're a moving target, it's harder to hit. So I want to see some fancy dive trick shots for some bots. Join my Discord in the pinned comment and post your clips in there. Maybe I'll even make a mashup for the channel if we get enough clips submitted. The next thing we're going to go over is more of a fun fact because I'm not sure how useful this is. But if you go prone or crouch, you will gain stamina back faster as if you're walking. Now, just a quick note, but if you stand still, you gain stamina at the same speed as if you're walking. But I went ahead and edited up this little clip of walking versus crouching versus prone stamina gain, and with and without the booster. Keep in mind I'm wearing the light scout armor, so these speeds are specifically for that armor, but other light armors should be similar. You can see you gain all your stamina back about 3 seconds faster if you are prone versus just walking. I don't know if that's exactly useful just because you're faster while you're walking versus if you're proning, but if you're in the heat of battle, maybe you do a dive backwards shot, get some shots off, and do this when you're out of stamina. Then sit there for a second prone, gain your stamina back a bit faster, and maybe this could actually be useful during battle. And another quick side note for this tip as well, but when I tested heavy armor, it turns out heavy armor gains your stamina back faster than light armor. Now, I don't know if this is a bug because in the stat menu for heavy armor, I thought it would gain stamina back slower, or maybe I was reading the stats wrong. And I did test this with 2 different heavy armors just to make sure it wasn't some weird specific heavy armor. And obviously heavy armor is broken right now, so this tip is currently useless, but when they fix the heavy armor, it actually will be very useful to know that while you are slower when it comes to your movement speed, the fact that you gain stamina back quicker kind of makes it almost worth it. And tip number 4 is taking a bit of damage to stim yourself so that you can run further distances. Now keep in mind, if you get hit by an enemy, let's say they take out a fourth of your health bar or something, this is also pretty useful. A lot of times I don't stim myself back to full after enemy engagements on purpose. That way, when I'm running to the next objective, I can pop that stim right when I'm out of stamina. And most of you probably know this already, but when you use a stim pack, you gain unlimited stamina while the stim pack is still active. And to take this tip a step further, if you happen to buy the light med pack armor in the shop, The 2-second bonus stim time will also give you 2-second bonus of unlimited stamina. This will technically be the fastest way to traverse the map. So take a little bit of fall damage on your runs, hurt yourself a bit on purpose with some fire grenades, and then stim up for that stamina boost. Now, I think this tip is mostly useful when you're specifically doing farming runs. Like if you go on a map to farm super credits or something, you can hurt yourself to run around that map faster. But this is also definitely useful in normal missions. Like I said, I always leave a little bit of damage on myself, specifically so I can run to the next objective faster. And again, you see me doing this with the flamethrower in this video to show you guys, just because I really love this gun, even though it is kind of a meme weapon right now. And finally, we're at tip number 5, and that is to use a bit of stealth before you enter engagements. Now, I posted a full stealth solo gameplay tips and tricks vid you can go watch if you would like to, but to sum up that video for you, the enemy AI is hyper aggressive. Once you reveal your location, all the enemies around that area know you're there, and it's insanely difficult to stealth in this game. But what is very useful is being able to choose when you reveal yourself. I think the true sort of stealth aspect of this game is preventing enemies from flaring or calling in backup squads. So if you crouch or you go prone at least a little bit before you go into engagements, you can kind of control the fight a bit better. Walk around the objective, see where all the little bots are right before you and your team enter, and hopefully you guys prevent all the flares. And I've even seen comments on lots of Helldiver gameplay on my own videos, as well as some of Claysthetic's solo Helldive runs, of people saying that we are lucky that we are fighting so few enemies in Helldive difficulty. But I've even talked to him and compared notes on stealth together, because I've been trying to do stealth in this game when I'm running solo. And the thing is, he understands how to be stealthier and stop enemies from triggering bot drops. So genuinely trust me when I say that this is truly an important feature for making those Helldive runs go smooth. And this is also pretty useful against bugs, by the way, as it seems like they have even worse detection than bots do. And keep in mind, when an enemy triggers a flare or a bug triggers a breach, patrols in the area will also come to that area. So they're not just calling in bot ships or breach ships, they're also calling in all the nearby patrols. And that's why this is so important, especially if you're trying to do solo Helldive. I mean, heck, even if you're doing Helldive in 4 players, you definitely want to stop all the flares and all the bug breaches. So those were my 5 advanced movement tips that only the nerdiest Helldivers will even care about. If you got any extra movement tips, then comment them down below. I'll probably even make a pinned comment if I see enough tips that it's worth it. Or just go ahead and comment what you thought about these ones. I know that first tip about diving before stimming is actually going to help some people fight bots, because when I first fought bots, I could not pop a stim pack. It was so annoying. So be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.